This is my comfort show. And yeah, I know it's not exactly sitting on the couch in sweatpants watching The Office with a glass of wine.
In prison, you are somebody's bitch!
But when I don't feel grounded, when I feel alone, or when things are just kind of hectic, this is where I go. To this moment. To an alien having his arm ripped off by a space tyrant. So, what is a comfort show? A comfort show isn't just something you like, it's something you need. It's like a media safety blanket. Psychologists say that nostalgia trips like this can help unify our sense of self over time, which reassures our identity, especially in times of stress. There's no surprises. You know what's going to happen. It's kind of like being on an emotional autopilot. So basically, when things are chaotic, your brain's like, let's go somewhere safe. For some people, that's the Starship Enterprise, or Pawnee, Indiana. For me, it's Planet Namek.
My home world. So strange and yet so familiar.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I became friends with the new kid in class, Jake. And one night, Jake spent the night at my house, and Jake wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z. I didn't really know much about the show. I saw commercials, and it was like about a boy that could turn into like a big monkey werewolf or something. That's all I knew. I didn't really know what was going on. And then I saw probably one of the most violent things of my childhood to that point. I remember seeing it and thinking, wait, you can show this on TV? As soon as I saw it, I had the flashback button on the remote ready. And for those of you who didn't grow up in the 90s, it was a button on the remote that would immediately return you to a previous channel. And the only time I'd ever used this was watching Wild on E with Brooke Burke, or when a Girls Gone Wild commercial came on after midnight. This wasn't Batman, this wasn't X-Men, this was something I didn't even know I was allowed to see, and I couldn't look away. And I wasn't alone. For boys my age, this was a ritual. Toonami, after school, no Netflix, no Crunchyroll. You waited. You missed an episode? Too bad. See you in 6 months when the season restarts. Everybody was in on it. Nerds, sporty kids, black, white, didn't matter. Goku going Super Saiyan was like watching the moon landing. It was the topic of discussion at every lunch table. Kids had Goku plastered all over their binder. We had the Pojo's unofficial guide magazine that would get passed around at school, fan pages on geosites, kids waiting 20 minutes to print out some low pixelated art just to share it. DBZ was pretty popular up until about 9/11. I remember after 9/11 happened, I kind of took a break from watching cartoons, and I watched a lot of news and Law and Order.
Who'd want to cut your penis off?
At this point, Gohan had already killed Cell, and there was no news of any new episodes. But Dragon Ball was still there, lingering in the background. I even had a cousin that would give me bootleg CDs of episodes that hadn't aired in the US yet. I used to make anime music videos and post them online. It's what first got me into video editing. So the weird thing is I didn't really think about Dragon Ball Z in this way for years. I went through high school and college without giving it much thought. Other than that one time at a party where we had computer players fight against each other in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and we would drink whenever one of them won. And then 2013 happened. It was my first real breakup. 3 years with somebody, gone. At this point in my life, I was out of college, working my first job as a newscaster. I was devastated. I had so many plans, and I just felt lost. And then one day, I had a friend come over to grill, and I put on Dragon Ball Z. Not consciously, I wasn't trying to escape or anything, but it happened. After that, I watched everything. DBZ, Dragon Ball, all the movies, promo videos and clips from video games you've never heard of. And eventually, Super. It hit way different. One year for Halloween, I even made a sick Jace costume from the Ginyu Force. But as I kept watching, something else changed too. My favorite episodes weren't the big fight scenes anymore. It wasn't Goku showing up last minute to wipe the floor with whoever, or Gohan going beast mode on Cell. It was dumb stuff, like Goku and Piccolo learning how to drive, or Gohan trying to be normal at high school, or everybody taking a break to go play baseball. Years went by, I got into another relationship. Things seemed okay, and then breakup number 2 happened. And after that, more change came. I sold a house, I got a new job, I moved to Austin, Texas. Everything was moving really fast. It was a lot of chaos. Sure, things were exciting, but I felt alone. I was in a new city in my early 30s. I had friends there, but a lot of them already started families, had wives. They couldn't just hang out all the time like they used to. And I went back to DBZ. I watched Kai, Abridged, GT, anything. At this point, sometimes it didn't even feel like I was watching anymore. I would just throw it on in the background. It made my empty apartment feel more like home, like I was lighting a candle. And until I made this video, I didn't actually realize it wasn't just the show I liked, it was part of my routine. It was part of a recovery. Then one day, I was told I was getting laid off. I had 6 months runway left at my job. My world was spinning. But at the same time, it was a blessing. I made thoughts about moving back home, being closer to family, back to things that were familiar. And I did. I'm closer to my family than I've ever been. I've got a new job where I feel like I really matter. I got into a new relationship, and I'm even getting married next year. And what's funny is, there's a new Dragon Ball show out, and I haven't even watched it yet. And it's not because I don't care, it's because I haven't needed to. And that's the thing about comfort shows. They don't change, but you do. And when you're not watching them, maybe it means you're okay. And I know my comfort show isn't a sitcom. It's not always cozy or wholesome. It's a bunch of aliens screaming and blowing up each other in space. But it kept me sane more than once. Thanks for listening.